Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
School safety concerns rising tonight. This after a student accused of allowing several strangers onto a local high school campus. It all came to light after school officials broke up a fight in that same school's bathroom. Safety top of mind for parents, especially after a gunman was able to get inside that elementary school in Uvalde. Schools there have installed fencing, and there are state-mandated audits to try and tighten security across Texas. Here in San Antonio, though, security was breached at Roosevelt High School near Walsham Road and Raybon Drive on the northeast side. That's where the night team's John Paul Barajas joins us tonight. John Paul, details on how this student, I guess, let strangers in, and how did parents hear about all this?
Steve, Roosevelt parents were let know by the principal, who sent out a statement today saying that a Roosevelt student let 4 people into the building around lunchtime, none of which were students, but were all involved in that fight that broke out inside a restroom here on campus. The principal adds a video of the fight shows at least one person had a weapon. That person is said to have just been watching the fight. His letter does not specify what kind of weapon the individual had on or how many people or students total were involved. This also comes, as you mentioned, at a time when security is top of mind nearly 8 months after Uvalde. Now the principal here, Brian Norwood, urging parents to speak with their students and their children about the importance of not bringing weapons to campus and not allowing access to people who aren't supposed to be on campus into the building. As for today's incident, it is still being investigated by Northeast ISD. At Roosevelt High School, John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Have to be a lot of concerned parents tonight. Thank you, John Paul. New on the Nightbeat, 2 teenagers selling candy in the hospital at this hour. Police say they were hit while trying to cross the street to get to their mother, who was there to pick them up. It happened near Roosevelt Avenue and East White Avenue on the city's south side. Police say the victims are 13 and 18 years of age, one of them in critical condition tonight. The other expected to be okay. Officers say the teens did not use the crosswalk. The driver who hit them did stay on scene and is not expected to face any charges. Fights, shouts, and screeching tires, just some of what was witnessed among the chaos between what turns out to be 2 mothers. This is a story we first brought you as breaking news last night on the Nightbeat. One of those mothers killed after she was dragged by a car. The night team's Patty Santos went back to that neighborhood to speak with witnesses.
Neighbors in the Casiano home say it started as an argument.
All I remember hearing was screaming.
San Antonio police say 2 mothers were upset over a disagreement between their daughters. On Wednesday night, it escalated to the point where a 28-year-old was dragged by a vehicle.
And I saw everybody trying to surround the car to tell them to stop, like don't move, like, there's somebody under the car. And when I heard that, I got on the phone and I started calling the police.
Neighbors declined to show their faces, but say the tensions were building for weeks, first among kids in the neighborhood and now involving parents. Violence isn't new to this community.
We're used to the shootings.
But the callousness dozens witnessed last night was terrifying.
This was more traumatizing. We actually saw everything. We saw her laying there. We saw them doing CPR to her.
It especially took a mental toll on many parents who knew the victim's children witnessed this scene.
We tried to keep them back. They tried to help their mom. Of course, any person would go try to help their mom. But there's nothing else anybody else was able to do.
A day later, children played past the memorial set for the woman killed. Those who live in this community say they don't expect outsiders to understand.
They don't know until they lived here or experience anything.
Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
And today we did ask police if anyone has been arrested or charged in this case. We are still waiting to hear back. Well, San Antonio Councilman Clayton Perry ducked and dodged questions about his return to City Council today. He took a leave of absence after he was accused in a hit-and-run crash. Now he faces a DWI charge on top of that. Our Garrett Berger asked the councilman why he thought it was a good idea to return today to that council seat.
I wonder why did you decide to come back?
I'll answer all those with my statement. I'm not talking anything about that right now.
Do you really think that short statement was enough for your constituents?
At least 3 separate times Garrett tried to get a comment from the councilman. Councilman Perry's statement said he was thankful other people involved in that crash were not physically harmed. He also said he followed the appropriate measures recommended by medical experts, but did not say what those measures were. The councilman only says he's devoted to making sure it doesn't happen again. Now, Mayor Ron Nirenberg has said without a conviction, City Council would not be able to remove a fellow member. Perry has a court hearing in this case scheduled for January 24th. San Antonio City Council's next meeting is the next day on January 25th, which will be a closed session. We are less than 24 hours away from what will be the most attended regular season game in NBA history. The 50th anniversary of our San Antonio Spurs. It's going to be celebrated as they take on the Golden State Warriors in the Alamo Dome. The crowd expected to be more than 65,000 fans. And get this, they're selling even more tickets as we speak. With this huge success comes a problem. Traffic could be a nightmare. So what are officials recommending you do? With more on how to avoid the expected gridlock downtown. Usually you handle sports. We're going to have you do some traffic
reporting.
Tonight,
yeah.
Greg.
Okay. Here's my advice. Get there early.
Yeah.
No matter where you're headed, be it the parking garages or park and ride, get there early. We got a sneak peek of what the full court configuration looks like today. They'll greet the Spurs and their fans tomorrow night for the 50th anniversary game. This is different from any other Spurs game held in the Alamo Dome from 1993 to 2002. And that's why there's going to be over 65,000 fans in the Dome. No half of the Alamo Dome like the old days. They have opened up the final four full court layout. Now hear this, the latest number of tickets sold, 64,387. As the Spurs announced, they are making even more tickets available with standing room on the floor, single seats, and seating with limited views. Oddly enough, the Spurs won't get their first look at this new setup until shoot around tomorrow morning. But here's what you need to know before heading downtown for the big back home in the Dome celebration. The Alamo Dome lots are sold out. Do not count on them. Via Park and Ride begins at 2:30 at Crossroads and AT&T Center. 3 p.m. It's open for free downtown parking at 2 garages, City Tower and St. Mary's, but only 600 spaces available there. Then the timeline starts to the end. 4 p.m. Fan Fiesta, HEB Plaza, 4:30. Alamo Dome doors open, 6:30, the tip-off of the game. 9 o'clock, post-game Fiesta, HEB Plaza, including fireworks. Now, coming up, the Little General returns and the Golden State Warriors, including former Spurs Steve Kerr, speaks out before the historic event. Got that for you coming up in sports.
You know, Greg, if the sports thing doesn't work out, I think you have a future in traffic. I'm just letting you know that.
Thank you very much.
See you in a few minutes. All right, let's bring in meteorologist Mia Montgomery right now. Today, pretty windy. What can Spurs fans expect as they head to tomorrow's game? Just how cold will it be, Mia?
Well, less wind compared to today, so that is the good news. It will be chilly, especially by the end of the day, but it's going to feel pretty comfortable out there, especially for any pregame celebrating that you may be doing. Plenty of sunshine. But yes, that all follows a very gusty day that we saw today following the passage of last night's cold front. For the most part, we saw peak wind gusts in the range of about 30 to even 35 miles per hour. Those winds have really calmed down tonight, and they will continue to do that even more so through the overnight. It is going to be a cold start tomorrow. We're waking up to temperatures in the 30s, so as you plan the start of your day, definitely plan on bundling up. Highs are headed for the mid-60s tomorrow. Plenty of sunshine is going to be found, and yes, if you are headed out to the Dome, we'll see those temperatures fall into the low 60s by 5 p.m., turning cool throughout the game, mid-50s by 7, upper 40s as you're getting ready to head home. We'll have another full look at what we're looking at tomorrow, plus a preview of our weekend in just a few.
All right, thank you, Mia. Now for a look at some of today's big headlines in your Nightbeat News Flash. An attempt to speed away from a Bexar County deputy ends in one man's death. The sheriff says that driver was pulled over at first, handed the deputy what appeared to be Xanax. Then the driver allegedly said he was armed. That's when the deputy told the driver, get out of the car. Instead, investigators say the driver sped away, hit a utility pole. The man was thrown out of the vehicle and killed. Both President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump facing investigations over the potential mishandling of classified documents. Classified documents reportedly found in President Biden's home, garage, and a former office. Today, the U.S. Attorney General appointed a special counsel to oversee a Biden investigation like the Trump investigation previously. The documents date back to Biden's vice presidency. Former Texas Congressman Will Hurd, who used to work with the CIA, he was an agent, reacted to this and former President Trump's case with classified documents during our KSAT Q&A at 6:30 today.
Had I taken documents when I was in the CIA, and if they were in my garage in San Antonio, or if I had them in a hotel somewhere when I'm traveling, guess what? We wouldn't be talking here because I'd be thrown in jail.
The White House says it's confident the special counsel's review will show the documents were inadvertently misplaced. Shocking news tonight. Elvis Presley's daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, has died. News of Presley's death came just hours after she was hospitalized earlier today. Reports said Presley was rushed to the hospital in cardiac arrest. Her mother, Priscilla Presley, confirmed the death in a statement. Lisa Marie was Elvis and Priscilla's only child. She was just 54 years old. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash. Still ahead on the Nightbeat, it is a buffet with a history of low scores and a list of health violations as varied as its menu options.
I'm with KSAT 12. I do the behind the kitchen door.
No.
No? Why not?
It's okay.
Well, it's...
Tim Gerber reveals their latest score and what they had to say about it when he takes us behind the kitchen door. New on the Nightbeat, a bakery with a roach problem. Insects found crawling on breads and sweets in another market, and a Chinese buffet with a history of low scores did even worse when health inspectors recently visited. The Night Team's Tim Gerber takes us behind the kitchen door to see who racked up all the violations.
Grand Buffet, located in the 600 block of Southwest Military Drive, makes a repeat appearance with a low score of 67. That's 11 points worse than the score that landed them on BKD last summer. During that inspection, live and dead roaches were found throughout the business, flies were buzzing in the kitchen, and there was even a live bird flying around inside. When inspectors visited in early December, they found 5 repeat violations and several new violations. Multiple refrigeration units weren't working properly, so the food had to be discarded. More food on the buffet line needed to be tossed out for either being out of temperature or being out for too long. They were told to hire someone to fix the fridges, a plumber to repair leaking faucets, and they needed to do some cleaning. This employee working the front desk wasn't interested in talking when I stopped by.
I'm with KSAT 12. I do the behind the kitchen door.
No.
No?
No.
Why not?
It's okay.
So no comment? It's okay that you had a 67?
67? No.
Okay.
A re-inspection was ordered. El Folklore Bakery, located in the 6,000 block of Ingram Road inside the Poco Loco Supermercado, got an 81 on their December inspection. Uncovered racks of baked goods were stored next to an active construction site nearby. A bottle of Windex was found stored above ready-to-eat food. Multiple gnats were in the food prep area. There were also numerous live roaches, and there was a dead mouse in a trap. They were told to hire pest control to get rid of the roach infestation and seal up all the holes. A re-inspection was ordered. La Fiesta Market in the 7,000 block of Marbach Road earned an 83 and a re-inspection. Uncovered cheese was stored next to uncovered raw meat in the meat market prep area. There was no running hot water in the produce area, another sink wouldn't turn on, and the hand-washing sink had no water. The inspector found gnats flying around inside the bread case and crawling on the bread and sweets in the case. They were ordered to sell only prepackaged bread items until the case was cleaned out and sealed up to keep insects out. Tim Gerber, KSAT 12 News.
And let's send you live right now, Sky 12 over the Alamo Dome. Behind the kitchen door to what's going to happen behind the Alamo Dome doors tomorrow.
Exactly.
Big night.
Yes, very big night. Weather is going to cooperate, which is the good news there as well. So we had that front that moved through last night. It did kick up that gusty north wind throughout the day today. That sent in some cooler as well as drier air that's going to make for some cold mornings here, at least over the next 48 hours. We are expecting 30s waking up tomorrow morning and into Saturday morning as well. Plenty of sunshine, though, especially tomorrow, which is going to lead to some relatively seasonable afternoons. Into Sunday, though, temperatures are going to start to warm a little bit. We see some Gulf moisture return. It is going to be a little breezy. That's going to lead to warmer than average conditions in the forecast next week. And unfortunately, just very limited rain chances. Really the first rain chance in the forecast, and it's not great. Doesn't really move back into the middle of next week. But we'll start off with a look at current wind gusts. Much calmer than where we were about 12 hours ago. But because we did have those gusty north winds in place, that did bring in more of that mountain cedar pollen, which was high today. It is possible and likely that we see elevated mountain cedar counts yet again as we head into our Friday. But besides that, and of course those gusty winds today, wasn't bad out there. We saw sunshine this afternoon. Highs were able to make their way into the 60s. It's chilly out there now. Those mostly clear skies helping those temperatures fall pretty efficiently here tonight. 47 degrees is the temperature this hour over at San Antonio International. 49 in Converse on the east side of Bexar County. 47 in Seguin. 54 on the south side at Stinson. 46 the Bernie Stage Road area. 47 out in Rio Medina. Because we are expecting those calm winds through the overnight hours, the dry air and the clear skies, when you combine all of those things together, perfect recipe for temperatures to fall even more so through the overnight hours. So wake up time tomorrow, slightly below average. It is going to be a cold start. You will want to bundle up stepping out for the morning drive, the drive to school. We'll wake up to the mid to upper 30s here in town. Low 30s possible in spots across portions of the hill country, maybe briefly hitting that 32-degree mark in a few isolated spots, not completely out of the question northwest of San Antonio, but it is going to be pretty brief because once we see the sun come up tomorrow, we're going to hold on to it throughout the day, helping those temperatures warm. 57 by 11 a.m., around 60 into the lunchtime hour. Forecast highs for the most part, again, pretty seasonable for this time of year. In the mid 60s, 65 here in town, 62 in Bulverde, 66 down in Floresville. Into the upcoming weekend, it is going to be another cold start early Saturday. We wake up to the 30s yet again. Mostly sunny skies, temperatures in the mid to upper 60s on Sunday. That's when slightly more moisture starts to work its way back into south central Texas. So slightly warmer temperatures in store in the mornings, really into the afternoons as well. We're in the mid 70s, and then there are those warmer than average temperatures that take us into the first half of next week. And then Steve will monitor for that next cool front to move in by Wednesday. Maybe a few isolated showers possible with that one.
Tomorrow doesn't look bad. The MLK March on Monday also looks very nice.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you, Mia. All right. Let's throw back to 1999 now. Inside the Alamo Dome, big Spurs celebration and a classic Avery Johnson speech.
He ruled the show, and it's appropriate because, remember, he hit the game-winning basket in Game 5. And I'll tell you what, I didn't think the Spurs were going to win that game. Walking down, I got down on the court right when he hit that shot. I went, championship. All right. When we come back, the Little General returns. The massive celebration tomorrow night. There he is. And the Warriors get the first look at the court and its setup for the 50th anniversary game. Coming up.
I just want to ask you a question. I've been waiting 11 years for this, and some of y'all been waiting long. But did the San Antonio Spurs win the championship?
Like it was yesterday. Who could forget when the Little General Avery Johnson stole the show in the Alamo Dome during the 1999 championship celebration? Now he's back to celebrate again in big board sports. That's awesome. The Little General Avery Johnson has returned to San Antonio to be part of the historic moment tomorrow night for the Spurs' 50th anniversary game in the Alamo Dome. During the Spurs broadcast last night, the team revealed that Avery will be part of the broadcast team. Will also participate in the pregame ceremonies before the 6:30 p.m. tip-off against the Golden State Warriors. Who could forget what Johnson has meant to this franchise, and in particular the first championship in 1999, not the least of which hitting the game-winning basket in Game 5 to seal the Spurs' 4-1 victory over the New York Knicks to secure their first-ever NBA title. And then, when the team returned home, Avery stole the show at the massive celebration inside the Alamo Dome. Now he's back as one of the iconic figures in Spurs history to share in another celebration.
What an incredible, historic venue, not only for the Spurs, but for all of the Spurs fans. So many incredible wins in this building. I was looking at a photo in the back of our parade and how we ended the parade here in front of 45,000 fans, and the celebration was incredible. And then tomorrow night we're going to have 65,000 plus fans, and I'm calling the game with my buddy Sean Elliott, my old teammate. I'm just on the cloud nine right now.
It was the Spurs' opponent, actually, the Golden State Warriors, who got to work out on the court first. So they held a practice tonight after arriving here in San Antonio. Help the Spurs break the NBA's all-time single-game attendance record tomorrow night. Steph Curry is back with the Warriors after missing 11 games with a partially dislocated left shoulder. And Warriors head coach Steve Kerr making his return to the Alamo Dome, where he suited up for the Spurs from 1998 to 2001, helping the Silver and Black win their first title, and returned for his second stint in 2002 and 2003, where he helped close down the Dome while opening the AT&T Center and winning the second NBA championship in 2003. And not to mention his participation in the championship river parades and the massive Alamo Dome celebrations.
I haven't heard who's coming back and who's going to be out on the floor, but I always love coming back to San Antonio, and it's great to be part of this celebration, the 50th anniversary of the Spurs entrance into the league, and to have been a part of it in a small way, but during an important era, and being part of a couple of championship teams, and also raising my family here and making a ton of friends. This will always be a really special place for me.
Great to have him back. Now, our live coverage starts at 5 o'clock tomorrow, 6, and of course, tip off at 6:30. Can the Cowboys finally beat Tom Brady? Next.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
An arrest warrant has been issued for Cowboys rookie linebacker Sam Williams for his role in a car crash last month. The warrant issued by Plano Police Department is for reckless driving. And according to TMZ, a Plano Police Department spokesman says there's no plan to find and arrest Williams, but the 23-year-old has been contacted to turn himself in, adding that he could be arrested if he was pulled over. Williams' Corvette suffered serious damage in the crash that occurred back in December 22nd, where at the time he told reporters he was thankful to still be alive. It's unclear how this will affect his participation in Monday night's playoff game in Tampa. When the Dallas Cowboys face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're going up against a quarterback they've never beaten, Tom Brady. Not when he was with the New England Patriots and now Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Cowboys have come full circle this season after kicking out the 2022 season with a 19-3 loss to the Buccaneers in Arlington. Now they're kicking out the playoffs in Tampa, hoping they don't repeat last postseason where they were one and done. Brady is known for his quick release that keeps his exposure to sacks low, but still Michael Parsons was able to get to the 7-time Super Bowl champion 2 times for sacks in the season opener. What will he have to do on Monday night to try and repeat that feat?
Get into him faster. Our DBs did a great job of taking away his first look and made him pause in those couple of seconds, and I was able to get there. It's just going to be just as important this week, if not more important, because how good he's been in playoffs. So the pressure, getting to him is going to be crucial, vital for us to win this game.
All right, remember that game is right here on KSAT 12 on Monday Night Football. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow night's event. I know you're going to be down there. I mentioned our live coverage starts at 5. That's on broadcast, but actually live streaming starts at 4 o'clock tomorrow, so you can join us for that.
Yeah, I'll be anchoring the 4 o'clock. You'll be joining us talking about traffic and sports and the history of the place.
And we'll have the helicopter up to try and guide you downtown as well.
Yeah, should be fun.
We're looking forward to it.
Thanks, Greg. We'll be right back. Tomorrow, big day for the Silver and Black. It is the game to celebrate the Spurs' 50th anniversary. Just in case you missed anything, we have everything you need to know to plan ahead on KSAT.com. It includes options for free parking at 2 downtown garages, a park and ride system that VIA is organizing. That and more. Just click on this article right now on KSAT.com. Mia.
And of course, there you can go to check the latest forecast if you are stepping out tomorrow evening, but the weather is going to cooperate. It's going to be a beautiful evening here in San Antonio. Tomorrow, a cold start, afternoon highs in the mid-60s. We warm things up into the weekend, even more so at the beginning of next week. And then, Steve, maybe a few isolated showers by the middle of next week. I hope so, because we need it.
Yeah, need the rain. See you tomorrow from the Dome.